Welcome to the Lokar Car Show. I'm Sam Adavi, and we are back this week at the 10th annual Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion. Welcome to the Lokar Car Show. This is gonna be one awesome car.
And I said, it doesn't even run yet. And look at it now, it's amazing.
Every year, the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion gets bigger, and on its 10th anniversary, it's no different. There is no other show quite like this one. Thousands of Jeeps, so many vendors, food, drinks, and music. The Lokar Center in Pigeon Forge is so full that the lot on T-Stir takes the other half of Jeeps and vendors. This show is huge, and you'll be grateful you have 3 full days to check everything out. Randy, this is very cool. Seeing your Jeep, I can tell from the distance that it's totally custom, and it's home built by yourself.
Yeah, home built. I took a wrecked Jeep that was actually going to go to the junkyard, had a rotted frame. Trying to figure out what I want to do different. Because I have other normal Jeeps, so I thought I don't need another normal Jeep. So right. I decided to cut the frame out, and then I found a wrecked LJ, which is the longer version. Right. So I said, you know what, let me see if I can make something. So I took the wrecked LJ frame where it was good from back. I added a 24-inch extension, so this bed is built from an LJ that was wrecked. I mean, from here back, and then I took another Jeep that was wrecked and flipped it around and welded it to cap it off. And then I did a CJ7 tailgate here, just so it looks Jeep. It's got the logo, yes. So you think it came from the factory.
Absolutely. And another special thing you did was that V8 swap, supercharged as well.
So I got a 6.0 with a Magnuson supercharger LS. It's got a 4L80 automatic. Yep. It's running good.
And you did the engine swap yourself?
I did everything. Never left my house garage. It's not $1 million paint job. I did it at home in the garage. I built the center console. Was total custom. I built the shifters from an H1 Hummer. I actually bought the seats before I did a Jeep because I knew I was going to build a Jeep this color. And I found the seats. I was like, all right. So before I even started, like I said, everything is Jeep parts. Like this was an old tie rod I dug out of my yard for a grab handle and put it in the bender and welded and put it in there.
You know, Brian, I can tell that your graphics were really done well, so much so that it almost looks like it's print, but it's not. You did it.
Yes, I actually airbrushed the entire Jeep by myself. It's a wood grain technique that I use. I can do multiple different colors of wood too.
And you hid the graphics in there as well.
Yep, all the graphics are hidden all the way around the Jeep. There's fallen soldiers in the flares. There's a Betsy Ross on the back tailgate, 2002 TJ, 6-cylinder in it, 4-liter with a 5-speed.
But that's a very strong, sought-after engine.
Yes, it is. It's bulletproof, and this one's only got 93,000 miles on it.
That front bumper is very cool, but it looks a little bit custom.
Started out as a Smitty built bumper. They generally have ears that stick out to the fenders, which I cut off.
Yeah.
I gusseted the bumper.
Yeah. You went back with a satin clear on those graphics.
It's a PPG clear, 2-stage clear, 2 different types of clear that I mixed together. Absolute high gloss, all the way to a complete flat matte. This is what they consider a stage 3 gloss.
That's awesome, man. Let me tell you, you did such a good job there that you have to go around and write, yes, it is paint on the window.
Yeah,
people don't believe it.
There's a lady that came over at Hard Rock and actually wrote that on there for me because she was kind enough to listen to everybody ask me if it was paint or not.
We'll be right back with more of the Lokar Car Show, brought to you by Appalachian Backroads. It's time for the Lokar Lowdown with Kevin Ford.
One of the mainstays in the Lokar product line for many years has been billet throttle pedals and throttle cables. We offer a variety of them to run your mechanical linkage on your throttle bodies, your carburetors, and all other kinds of fuel injection units. One thing that had to be addressed was the current drive-by-wire situation. So we developed a billet drive-by-wire pedal. It plugs and plays, and we have it for all of the applications, Ford, Chrysler, Chevy. We've even started making them direct bolt into classic cars like this 68 Chevelle. This saves time, it saves money, and it gives you a nice product that fits your style because we offer a variety of different arms, pads, colors, and finishes. We even tune the pedal so that it takes a little bit of that lag out of the factory pedal so you get a better performance out of your vehicle. These pedals are offered in a variety of styles and colors, so go check us out online at lokar.com to see our whole line of billet drive-by-wire throttle pedals.
Welcome back to the Lokar Car Show, brought to you by Appalachian Backroads. I'm here with Tommy and Ashley, and they built this Jeep together. Tell us about the Jeep, Tommy.
2008 Jeep Wrangler, JKU, A to Z performance in Middlesboro, Kentucky. Pretty much fabricated everything for us. We provided the parts.
Right.
We wanted to go with the best axles that we possibly could, so we contacted Busted Knuckle Off-Road. Jake Berkey custom built them for us.
Now, what about the rear steer?
The rear steer is electric over hydraulic. The pump's in the back behind the speakers there.
And it's connected to your steering wheel, or is it separate?
Actually on this joystick,
Now, what kind of transfer case is in this?
this Atlas 4-speed twin stick. It's 11:7-to-1 gear ratio. Billet 42 RLE, built by ATS Diesel, stage 4. Yep.
With all this extra weight and might, what did you do to the engine to carry it?
It's a 4.1 stroker. It was built by 505 Racing. It'll move these axles just fine.
Exactly. You're looking for torque. You know what I mean? In your case, you're looking for straight torque, and it looks like you've got it.
We got our Genesis dual battery set up for audio and lights and everything. Got to have the light in case anything happens.
What an eye catcher, though, you know? You look at this thing from a distance, you're like, man, that is one tough Jeep. Thank you guys so much, Tom.
Thank
you, Ashley. I can hear Donovan's Jeep hitting the lick.
This is my 2009 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. Started out as a pretty much stock Jeep, and I couldn't leave it like that for long.
Now the engine's an LSA, supercharged.
So yeah, it's a 6-liter L96 engine with an LSA supercharger on top.
Tell me about the suspension. You said you built the axles and you did all the suspension
Yeah,
work yourself.
so these axles, the front one's off an F250. It's a Super Duty axle. The rear is a 14 bolt off a Chevy 2500.
Now what about the interior? Did you do the interior yourself as well?
I selected all the fabric, got all these custom seats made from PRP, did a bench seat in the back so that I could have more people in the back.
Yeah.
Then the whole inside is actually bed lined, and then I have armor light on top to help with the heat. Quick disconnect steering wheels, cage pieces inside. I got pretty much everything you can think of. There's a full audio rack underneath the back seat. There's everything you can think of in that.
Very
inside.
good job. You did a very good job. I see your coil springs are nice and even, nice and straight.
Yep.
So you got no wobbling issues going down the road. Very good job there. Seems like you did a very good job. And you did it yourself. That's important.
I'm really like details, so all about those details, making sure it's all
I appreciate you bringing it out.
clean.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Donovan. I appreciate it.
Good job. Thanks.
We have to go to a quick break. We'll be right back with more of the Lokar Car Show. Welcome back to the Lokar Car Show, brought to you by Appalachian Backroads.
The weekend's here. It's time to enjoy that ATV you put away and go hunting with your buddies. Check out the new Camo Edition by Car Capsule. Low voltage power requirements. There's virtually no setup. Plug it in, turn it on, and your pride and joy is protected. Know that whatever you put away will be the same way when you take it out. Check us out at Car Capsule.
It's a beautiful Jeep, Tom. What's up with the center flag?
The center flag is a group of guys that I go to car shows with and truck shows. It's the Sky High Rides. There's about 25,000 members through Facebook and all over. This is a 2016 Jeep Wrangler. I did all kinds of military stuff. My father was an MP in the Army and I'm a former police officer.
There you go.
So we loaded it up with the flags. There's flags on the back. I have flags up front. The military stars, of course.
What about that color?
The color is actually where she gets her name. That is Rhino.
This is a factory color?
This is a factory color.
Wow, man.
It's
that
Rhino.
Looks so good.
We had friends of mine throw rhinos on the seats, sir.
Now, what kind of lift do you have on this Jeep?
There is a 4.5-inch body and level kit and about 5.5 inches of suspension lift to fit the 40-inch tires underneath of it. The wheels are 40 by 1350s.
And you were able to get them on there because you had a full 10-inch lift on them.
I have the 10-inch lift, and then I had the rims customs made with the offset to bring them out so no rubbing.
What do you do with that flagpole when you're driving down the street?
That flagpole comes down in 5-foot sections. It comes down to where the finial ball is 10 foot too, and I can keep the American flag on it.
Yeah.
And as we send it up, we just add flag after flag.
I love the color, though.
Yes, sir.
I've never seen that color. I thought maybe you did it yourself. You know?
I wish I could take credit for it.
Well, you did a good job.
Thank you.
How can you walk by this Gladiator and not stop to take a look at it? From what Kyle tells me, it's got the biggest wheels of any Gladiator in the world. Tell me about your truck, Kyle.
So what it is a Gladiator that we decided 2 years ago to build. This is something we wanted that was different than anybody. I saw the Gladiator, I said, it's ugly, how can I make it cool? Massive lift, big wheels. First set of 5-lug 30s on here. We love it, it's fun, it's entertaining.
It's a total eye catcher. All
Absolutely.
billet aluminum, looks so good from a huge distance. So what kind of suspension did you end up going with for the wheels?
We have an Evo 6.5 is where it started at. And we did a little bit of extra stuff. We did a spacer on the top just to level it out. It's just big. It's big all the way around.
It looks good. You powder coated everything, or does it come like that?
Absolutely. We powder coated everything underneath it. And we reached out to some of our local guys. We wanted to keep it local. We're out of Louisiana. They had an opportunity for us to work with them and prismatic powders and hooked it up with all this cool looks. So
and you got lights incorporated.
we got the soundbar on the top, the dash, and in the bed, all the amplifiers and everything, the whole entire system.
That's cool. What gears are in it? Because I know you had to change the gears.
Oh yeah, we definitely did. We got 513s and Dana 44 axles. It's just built to perform.
And how does it ride?
It rides like a Cadillac. It's super smooth. Full control arms and everything have been changed out on it, geometry brackets. It can go off-road, but it's not going to with these wheels.
I totally agree. Thanks for bringing it out, Kyle.
Thank you.
Really
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with more of the Lokar Car Show, brought to you by Appalachian Backroads. I'm here with Justin Murray, and he is one of the promoters here at the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion. We're at our 10th annual and the biggest one we've seen yet here in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. More vendors than I've ever seen.
Yeah, over 260 vendors here this year.
That's incredible.
It is incredible. We're just blown away by the amount of vendors and the amount of attendees that are here this week.
Yeah, so many attendees, so many families, so many new kids coming up into the sport, getting enthused,
Definitely.
wanting to get themselves a Jeep.
For sure. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It blows my mind, the amount of imagination and creativity that goes in these Jeeps, these builds. These people put tons of money in these vehicles, and they're just showstoppers. There's no one Jeep the same here. There's no two Jeeps the same here.
It's amazing. Like, you go up to the lot up there that you guys have added to this show because it's gotten so big. It's grown up there, and it's full.
Every parking lot around here is full of Jeeps. I've even heard people coming from Canada, Maine, Washington, all four corners of this place.
We've heard of vendors coming from Australia and overseas from the Caribbean.
I have no doubt.
That is incredible. Now, I know there is some really good, exciting news coming for next year about a 2023 Bronco invasion.
Yes, sir. So next year, we're going to have a Bronco show, a Bronco invasion for all those Ford lovers.
Yeah, you know, those Broncos have always been popular in the old school, and new school has really brought them out.
Man, the Broncos are really hitting the market hard, too.
They are. They're coming after the Jeep guys.
That sure is.
I think the Jeep guys got the market cornered. It's crazy.
We'll see what happens. 2023 Bronco invasion.
I can't wait to come out next year, and I
Thank you,
want to
Sam.
see you guys out here next year also at the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
Come see us.
Watching Freddy Krueger and his movies, Nightmare on Elm Street, what an icon. It really brings back memories. Tell me about the Jeep.
So the Jeep started with just childhood, growing up with Freddy, and I love horror movies. He's the only one that I found that really talked, bringing not only the horror, but also the comedy to it as well. So growing up with his kid, I'm like, you know what, why not?
Absolutely.
You don't see it.
That is very cool. Now check out those bumpers. Tell me about those bumpers.
These bumpers are actually custom made from Iron Bear. They're out of Pacific, Missouri. They cut out claw marks for me that we lit up from the back. They cut out, of course, one of his famous sayings, the coming for you, off the front. And then, of course, the iconic Krueger face off here into the side.
That is so cool.
Shines
totally
at night.
Custom.
Completely custom.
And what about those headlights that really complement each other?
Yeah, these headlights are amazing. So another friend of mine, they took the stock lights, completely took them apart. They painted the bevel on the inside. They added the color changing halo, the demon eyes, and then they took it out and etched Krueger into the side with a little bit of claw marks off to the edge.
This is so awesome. I saw him from a distance. I gotta go check out Kim's Jeep. Thank you so much. This is special.
Oh, thank
Thanks
you
for bringing
so
it out for
much.
us.
No problem. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Natasha, one, I love the fact that it's monocolored, close to original, looks really good. The orange and the Survivor. And so can you please explain that to me?
The Survivor is for my son, which was diagnosed with leukemia at 5 years old. He is, thankfully, a survivor. He's now 13 years old, and he had leukemia ALL. Childhood cancer only gets 4% against everything else. If you look it up, they get the least amount donated to them. So there's a lot of organizations out there. I myself give to St. Jude's. There's several different ones. I myself am doing a couple of things with trying to bring up cancer boxes for kids. I'm working on that right now, just to try to give it to new kids, you know.
That's very cool. So the orange represents
leukemia. Yeah.
And in the yellow you said?
That's for childhood cancer awareness.
Cancer awareness. Now the Jeep itself, I see some Fox shocks. It looks like you have a mod lift on it. I love the wheels. I love the orange accents everywhere, especially the hinges.
Yeah, I try to do everything for him.
What does that represent?
That's the wave.
That's
the
the
Jeep
wave.
wave.
There you go. That's the first time I've seen something
the Jeep
like
wave.
Man, that is nice. And I see you taking the theme, the orange, all the way inside the Jeep itself.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to hand this to him when he gets 18.
I was about to ask that right there. You're going to give it to your son when he's old enough.
So he can carry it on. Yeah.
Oh man, that is really special.
Yeah.
There's a flag behind the Jeep
There is.
with him ringing the bell.
Yes, that was his last treatment. Yeah.
Another awesome weekend here in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee at the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion. 10 years. Absolutely incredible how much this show grows every year. You guys want ideas? You guys want to purchase items for your Jeep or just hang out with your community? This is the place to come, and there is beautiful scenery and everything to do for the family. For me, that's a wrap.